In this business, nothing happens by accident. Every incident leaves behind a trail, footage, witnesses, motive. Most nights, the evidence tells a clean story. But sometimes, it just doesn't add up. When rivalries go unresolved, when damage is deliberate, when no one backs down, the case goes cold. January 17th, we reopen the file. Not all partnerships are built the same. They call themselves master class. This alliance was taught, one mind shaping another. A lesson plan built on control. Dexter Roswell trained Carter Riley. Every move deliberate, every decision supervised. The fam didn't learn this way. They were forged together. Blood, loyalty, history. One side follows instruction, the other answers to no one outside the family. Some cases take years to develop. This one didn't. Logan Rage claimed the Lightning Division Championship at Forsaken. The evidence is recent, and the record is short. New champions don't have a pattern yet. No history, no margin for error. But Navi Kai isn't studying the past. He's testing the present. When a title changes hands too quickly, the question isn't who deserves it, is who can keep it. Some cases don't end, they just go quiet. Shrapnel isn't chasing momentum, he's closing a file that was never resolved. His return wasn't a comeback, it was a continuation. Sid Holland is stepping back into the evidence, cleared to compete, but still under scrutiny. Donnell Benjamin's file opened at Forsaken, a test against an unknown variable. Now he's not asking for attention, he's establishing a pattern. In a three-way investigation, no one stays anonymous for long. Lexi Green is documented, tested, proven. Her reign isn't speculation, it's on record. Lycan doesn't come with a history. No trail, no precedent, only intent. Champions prepare for challenges they understand. They struggle with the ones they don't. At Forsaken 2024, Preacher buried the case. Casket, the final count, an ending on record. Or so it seemed. 1 year later, Savage returned. Not to explain, not to apologize, for revenge. The PYT rule is simple. Any member of PYT may step in to defend the Tag Team Championship. Any pairing, any defense. It's legal, it's documented, and it changes the variables of every case. The Heathens prepared for one set of opponents, but what they got is uncertainty. When suspects can swap places, when identities shift mid-investigation, the outcome becomes harder to predict. The titles are on the line, and the PYT rule turns a championship match into a moving target. Some cases stay within one department, others require an additional jurisdiction. Ricky Cruz just took control of the NGW Heavyweight Championship. The reign is new, but a target is already on his back. Chris Thomas arrives with gold from that other jurisdiction. Different badge, same authority. This isn't a challenge, it's a collision. If Thomas wins, he doesn't just close the case, he takes everything. 2 championships, 1 title on the table, no shared protocol.
The evidence has been logged, every motive examined, every rivalry documented. Every rule accounted for. Some will claim innocence. Some will claim victory. And some will leave with more than they arrived with. But the record doesn't care about excuses. It only cares about outcomes. On January 17th, the file closes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to NGW High Voltage. I am the camera guy, and here with me is the loudest mouth at the commentary table, the Guido.
Hey, it's good to have you back, camera guy. Unfortunately, last week you had some issues, but now you're back. You're full tilt. You have this huge announcement coming at NGW Cold Blooded, where we finally get to answer the biggest question, the one on everyone's mind. What is NGW Unlimited?
Yeah, that's right. Yours truly, the camera guy, is going to actually be making a live breaking news announcement, and I'm looking forward to it. We've been working really hard on this for quite some time, and I'm glad to be able to be the one to announce what it is.
Well, I mean, I know you've worked extraordinarily hard on this. I believe that the fans will just love and enjoy NGW Unlimited from the sneak peeks that you've allowed me to see on this. But like I said, full tilt, everything comes out January 17th at the Lou Civic Center in beautiful Muscoda, Illinois. And and I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure, and I believe every member of the NGW faithful will be as well.
I hope so. But that's this Saturday at Cold Blooded, like I said, the fabulous Lou Civic Center in Muscoda, Illinois.
Yeah, we just had that rundown of the card. This is going to be an incredible card. I mean, we've got the grudge match between Savage and that guy. We've got
that guy.
We've got PYT invoking the PYT rule in their defense of the tag team titles against the Great Heathen Army. We've got a three-way match for the Lightning Division Championship. We've got the first title defense of Lexi Green defending the new NGW Women's Championship. Well, we've got, and of course, our big contest, our main event, where the new NGW Heavyweight Champion Ricky Cruz will be defending against our guest tonight. He himself,
the new IWA Productions Heavyweight Champion, Chris Thomas.
I was literally getting there.
Oh, which that's actually kind of disputed right now, is my understanding.
Well, and I can understand that, but unfortunately, I hate to say that. That's I understand that's an IWA situation. I'm sure the IWA committee will take care of that. But this match, the IWA Productions Championship, not on the line. It will be strictly for Ricky Cruz's NGW Heavyweight title.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Now, I got to ask you, Guido, do you ever take a picture with Chris Thomas?
Did I ever what now with Chris?
Did you ever take a picture with Chris Thomas?
I did not.
Okay.
Usually every time he was either very busy or he said buy a ticket first. There's I'm like, dude,
but you know what? Yeah, we got Dara in the chat saying that she doesn't want Chris Thomas. She wants Playboy.
I am not a liar. Would I lie to you, Dar?
But what do you say we go ahead and bring our guest on, Guido?
Well, I know a lot of people want to hear what's going through his mind going into this title contest. So yeah, I agree.
All right, so everybody, please help us in welcoming to the program Chris Thomas. Mr. Thomas, how are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm personally am doing much better. I can actually talk this week.
I understand that. I haven't been feeling the best, but I'm doing a lot better now.
So you've got a busy couple weeks coming up.
I do. So I just went back to the company I'm a champion for in Evansville, Indiana, called TCW, Total Chaos Wrestling, where I had to take back my title because they tried to strip me of that. And then this Saturday, I'm going to Muscoda to kick Ricky Cruz's butt and take his title.
Yeah, and then at the end of the month, you're actually going to be defending your newly crowned IWA championship against Sid Holland, the former champion. But
I understand that. Hold on. I understand the reason I kind of left that out because that's not really defense. Let's face it. Sid's a good guy. He's a tough guy, but he's no match for me. I mean, I held the IWA championship for 2 years straight. It was some fluke that Ricky beat me last time, so I'm more than happy next weekend to come and take that title from Ricky at NGW.
Yeah, I mean, you're no stranger to each other at all. So I mean, you could be winding up the end of this month holding 3 titles across 3 different promotions.
That's exactly right, and that's exactly what I plan to do.
And then we actually have a question from Benny Cavini in the chat here for you. Benny Cavini is asking if there's one person in history of any company that you could team with, who would it be?
Anybody that I could team with?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Whoever teams with me is going to be a winner. That's all there is to it. I've held tag team titles for every company I've ever wrestled for with my old tag partner, and that guy was lazy, so I had to do all the work then too. So it doesn't matter who my tag partner is. We'd hold the titles.
All right. You don't have anybody on a wish list that you've always kind of wanted to work with?
Whoever the WWE's champion is, so I could take it from him.
And Benny also wants to know if there's any tag team you would want to face.
No, I'm having fun doing this solo thing. I mean, it's more fun being the top guy than it is to being a sidekick to somebody else.
So if I understand correctly, if I remember correctly, you got started in the business 2001.
Actually, I got started in the business around 2000 when I started my training. And it was my old tag partner, Jason Kane. Now Jason Reynolds, Jason Legend. I don't know. He's gone by so many names. But he's the one who helped me break in the business. And then I hooked up with Tracy. We both hooked up with Tracy Smothers, and he taught us a lot. And then I just had a lot of great mentors, a lot of the old Memphis guys like Moondogs and guys like that just taught me so much more.
No, again, like I said, going into this, you're not. I mean, you're no stranger to the King of Chaos. Is there anything that with that situation? Is there anything you're doing to change up your strategy, change up your workouts, anything like that?
Well, I've noticed Ricky's gotten a lot slimmer, and he's a lot more athletic nowadays. But no, I just plan on going there and punching him straight in his mouth. I mean, that's usually the best policy for me.
That usually works out pretty good for you.
It does. I've won a lot of titles. I've won a lot of matches that way. So usually doing things my way and not letting them have what they want, they think they're going to do. No, controlling things is my best suit. A lot of guys think they know how to do things, but trust me, I always find a way to win.
I mean, speaking of controlling things, you, sir, are, in my opinion, one heck of a chain wrestler and grappler as well.
I do have those abilities. Like I said, I've been doing this for a very long time. When I used to have a tag partner, I used to have to do all the work. So I had to be able to wear the guys down for him to be able to come in there and slowly clothesline them or do something like that to assert his dominance since he was the big guy for us. But yeah, no, I know how to do all that, and I can out wrestle the best of them.
I can totally understand that when you're used to setting the table. So with all this, like I said, so no changes, just walk in, punch him in the face, take the title, end of story.
That usually works pretty good. Ricky's a little tougher guy. I mean, I'm not going to sell Ricky short because he is a tough guy. And hey, let's face it, after holding that title for 2 years, he was the first one to take it from me. But you also got to remember our first encounter, I did beat him in the middle of that ring.
So basically, this is kind of a rubber match for you.
Well, I wouldn't say a rubber match. It's more of a revenge thing. Because, see, I tried being the good guy for a little while, but the truth is, I just don't like people enough. I have respect for Ricky, but at the same time, I have no problem hitting him.
Now, you did have quite a good guy run there in IWA Productions. You kind of turned things around when you kind of started butting heads with the sound guy.
Yeah, that little kid. You know what? That kind of irritates me because there's no way that kid should have ever like gotten a pin on me, and I owe him a beat down for that because I just took it for granted. I was trying to be nice, and somehow the kid got just one over on me. And trust me, if I get the chance, if that kid gets in the ring with me again, I'm gonna make him remember that one.
Yeah, I enjoyed your matches against each other.
Against who? Me and Sound Guy?
Yeah.
That's because I was being nice. But see, that guy's gone. I'm not worried about being nice anymore because nice didn't win me a championship. See, I spent that almost, a year trying to placate the fans and being a good guy and doing this and that and doing the right thing. And where'd that get me? That got me nowhere in IWA. It didn't have a belt on my waist. I kept getting screwed over by PYT because I didn't play the game like they did. And see, I know how to play the game like they did because that's how I've kept the title for 2 years there in IWA. That's how I won the title in TCW and the countless other places I've been. And yeah, no, I'm not going to be the nice guy. So if the kid ever thinks he's going to get in the ring again with me and have a chance at it, I'm going to make the sound guy not be able to hear again.
And we have a question from Claire Castle for you saying, is there a championship you haven't held yet that you want to and why?
No, pretty much any promotion that books me, I'm coming after their title. So most of the promotions I've been in, I've held a championship for them. And if anyone that wants to book me on a regular basis or not a regular basis, if they put me in a title match, I'm probably going to take their titles and just go home if they don't book me again.
Yeah, I've seen you quite a few times at IWA Productions, and like you said, you're a hard hitter. You tried the nice guy thing, didn't work out. You went back to just kind of, like you said, just go in there, kick ass, and take some names.
Yeah, as long as they quit that crybaby crap, because they got to realize I don't cry. I am not a crybaby. If I was a crybaby, I wouldn't have titles around my waist.
Yeah, that's something that I remember distinctly the first time I ever saw you, people chanting that at you. How did that get started?
You know, I don't know. That's just some ignorant fans because I was protesting what the ref did because the ref was an idiot, like they usually are. And I was protesting that, so the fans just started calling me a crybaby. And they wanted to keep that crap going. It's been going now for too long. They need to get over it because they just hate to see me win. And they need to understand that when they see me in that ring, they're looking at a winner. They're looking at a champion. And they need to understand that. So they need to get rid of that crybaby crap.
But that's the thing. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's not the fans that win or lose matches. It's you yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're not cheating. If you're not trying, you're not cheating. So they can say, oh, I'm a cheater, I'm this. But if my hand's raised at the end and the ref doesn't see it, I didn't cheat.
See, I don't call it cheating. I call it creative tactics.
Exactly.
Which I can totally understand in this case because you're in a situation where one man goes home the NGW heavyweight champion, the other man simply goes home.
Exactly. And guess who gets the bigger paycheck?
Well, you do have that championship payout.
Yeah, and I got two of them at the moment.
We have another question for you from Claire Castle saying, now I understand you have other fighting experience. How do you tie that into the wrestling ring?
Yeah, punch him in the mouth.
So boxing.
So you're a boxer?
No, I took a couple years of kickboxing, but really that doesn't have a whole lot to do with wrestling because wrestling is grappling. But at the end of the day, when you get a free chance, you punch them in the mouth, and guess what? You got an open spot to do more to them.
Not wrong.
The chain wrestling is where the wrestling part helps. But yeah, if you got the open spot to punch them in the mouth, it's always the best solution.
But again, you've been doing this for quite some time. So has Ricky Cruz. So I'm seeing in a lot of fans' minds that this match could be a toss-up. What's going to give you that deciding edge?
Because I will do what I have to do, and Ricky won't. That's the
Pretty
toss-up.
pointed right there.
I mean, the thing is, forgive me for interrupting, but we've seen Ricky stretch the rules a bit, and with the stakes as high as they are, it could come down to where the rules don't matter.
Yeah, but see, with Ricky though, I will go beyond the rules, whereas Ricky won't. Because Ricky doesn't want to lose the fans' approval. I don't care if the fans like me or not. What I care about at the end of the day is how much money I'm going to make. And when I have gold around my waist, the more money I make. And although I respect Ricky, I will do what I have to do to make more money to provide for my family.
See, forgive me.
The morals are a hindrance for Ricky. They're not for me.
No. It just seems right now like Ricky's living rent free in your head right now.
Oh no, Ricky doesn't bother me at all.
We've got the chief trash talker in the chats here. Jerry Morgan saying NGW new wrestling wrestler of the year might have to insert himself into this main event Saturday.
And who's that?
Jerry Morgan.
Yeah, who's that?
Oh,
What's he go by?
NGW's wrestler of the year.
Ooh, doesn't matter to me. Why isn't he in the heavyweight title picture then? Why am I coming in after how long since I've been there? And I'm getting a title shot? He's not? Who is he?
Yeah, he had his title shot not too long
and
ago.
He lost.
And he was actually champion. Yes, he did.
Yeah, but he also had 6 other guys helping him out.
Who, Jerry did? I can believe that.
No, Playboy did.
Playboy did.
Hey, Playboy did what he had to do to win. It ain't my fault that Jerry didn't really think of it. If he was smart, he would have had backup. He didn't have backup, so that's his fault.
Yeah. Now you mentioned earlier that you were on the receiving end there for a little while of PYT. While you were being a as you put it, nice guy.
And that's the reason why, because I was trying to placate the fans and, make sure I did things the right way. And that got me nowhere. So it's almost to the point is, why should I do anything for them? And why should I make the fans happy when it does nothing for me? Because all it did was get me cheated out of wins, things like that. Because trust me, I know I'm better than Playboy. I know I'm a better wrestler than Playboy. I can wrestle circles around Playboy. I can wrestle circles around anybody in his group. But yet I kept losing. Why? Because I was trying to play by the rules. Because I was trying to make the fans happy. And I don't know why. Because I've never been that type of guy. But I was just trying something new. It's like I figured it was time for a change, try to make an example for my kids. But then all my son saw when he came to watch me wrestle was me lose. Well, I want my son to see, hey, quit being a loser. Do what you need to do to win. That's all it is. If you want to be a winner in life, you got to do what you have to do to win. Quit playing by the rules and do what you need to do.
Yeah. Oh, you already got Morgan.
It's like if you want to get the hot girl, you make everybody else look like they're weak. You show the hot girl that you're the top guy, they're going to come to you. That's what I teach my boy, so he can get the hot girl.
I'll say that you're not wrong.
Well, I will also say be careful what you wish for.
Hey, if he's the top guy, who cares? He's the one making the money. He's the one that got the hot girlfriend. Then he's doing it right.
Yes, until something better comes along.
Exactly. If something better comes along, you go after something better.
Oh, no. I meant for her.
Yeah, no, that's what you said.
See,
oh, now you're not talking anymore.
No, I'm still getting over what I had last week.
I'm talking about the one who says something better comes along. Yeah, if something better comes along, you go after what's better.
But then again, you keep talking about punching people in the mouth, and Mike Tyson said best: everybody's got a game plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Exactly. So you punch in the mouth, you throw off the game plan, you got a better chance of winning.
What's your game plan if Ricky's punching you in the mouth?
I've been punched in the mouth enough. I can take it. He just better hope he hits harder than I do.
Well, I mean, we're all gonna find out what happens. I mean, and it's interesting, because you did tell me earlier, when we said we were having issues with the video here, you did say, hey, if the people in NGW want to see me, they can pay to see me on Saturday night.
Exactly. My time's not cheap. I mean, you guys are already paying me for this. If you want a video pic, if you want actually my image, that's going to cost you more.
I guess we'll have to get Miss Being Squint on that front. Like you brought up a very interesting point earlier with that with Ricky playing by the rules, that he kind of pushes up to the edge of the rules, but doesn't cross them. Whereas you embrace, as I call it, creative tactics, in that you will cross that line, but you do it in the sense that, like I said, it's creatively. Because I don't think I've ever actually seen you within the full view flat out break a rule.
Well, nobody sees me within full view of flat out breaking a rule. Because, hey, if you get caught, then you're cheating. If you don't get caught, it's fair game. So until you catch me, it's not cheating. I win. That's plain and simple.
That's the ultimate truth there. Is place if you don't get caught, if the ref doesn't see it, then it didn't happen.
Exactly.
Now, when you're preparing for a match, do you? I'm sure that you probably study your opponent's footage, but do you ever study the referee footage as well, seeing like maybe what their blind spots are?
No, most of my referees are easy to manipulate. They try to focus on what's actually happening to where they don't see what's really going on. So they just see a pinfall or they see this, they see that. They're easy to get around. Most of my referees are clueless and you can mess with them all day long.
So when you got started with your training, where were you training at?
Well, really, my when I started training, there weren't a lot of schools. There weren't hardly any schools at all, really. So you had to know somebody to get in the business, and that was Jason Kane, who broke me in the business. And it started with like the chain wrestling stuff because we didn't really have opportunity to get into a ring too much. So we started with train wrestling, learning how to do all that and actually grapple. And then when he worked on a company called, honestly, I don't remember the name of the company, but it was ran by a guy named Shelby Adcock. And I would go around with him to shows and everything like that. And before the shows, we'd get in the ring and practice and train and all that other stuff. But he taught me the most about the technical side of stuff. And then, as I said, we got hooked up with Tracy and a few other guys from the old Memphis days when Memphis closed down, or USWA closed down, and then Smoky Mountain closed down. A lot of those veterans started traveling around with us, doing the same shows, and that's where we learned a lot of the nuances of wrestling. Learn how to actually perfect yourself, perfect your craft, what you do.
So you're very heavily associated with the Memphis area, correct?
Yes. And so when the Bullet Club thing started and the Strong Style thing started, that's when me and Jason started the kind of Memphis Kings thing. Because not that we had anything against the Strong Style stuff, but that's how we both grew up. And it was more of a nod to our Memphis style, because a lot of people have fallen into this ideal that Memphis style is grabbing a headlock for 30 minutes. And that's not what Memphis style was surely about. Memphis style was learning how to, this is going to be out of character, but it was learning how to wrestle with the crowd, listening to the crowd, doing everything you need to do to keep the crowd involved the whole match, and make everything look as good as it can possibly be without truly injuring the guy you're in the ring with. Because it's about building everything up to make the next match even better. If you understand what I'm talking about on that part.
No, I totally understand it. Goal's not to make sure not everyone goes home a winner, but make sure everybody goes home.
Yeah. I mean, look, I respect Ricky Cruz. I may not believe in his same ideals, but at the same time, he needs to make money too. So I want to beat the guy, but I don't want to injure the guy, if you know what I mean.
No, we totally understand that. You just want to prove who's the better man. And I can
Exactly.
get behind that.
We got a great question here from Claire Castle for you. Say, nowadays, a lot of people struggle with slowing down or listening to the crowd. What advice would you give them?
My question is he a wrestler or is he a fan? As a wrestler, I mean,
Claire Castle is the women's division commissioner at Ignite Pro Wrestling.
Okay, my big thing about when I say slow, or when people say slow down to listen to the crowd, it's all right. Let's be honest here on the secrets thing is everybody knows the storytelling behind wrestling. Quit calling everything in the back. Listen, because everything you might have thought you were going to do or you're going to do is not always going to work. Listen to the crowd because they're going to tell you what they want next. And you got to figure out how to implement that into the next set. You got to figure out how to keep them engaged the whole time.
Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, seems to be a big issue for a lot of these fans these days because they're now so conditioned on high spot. They, talk about, Memphis style is, you were talking about people seeing Memphis style as holding a headlock for 30 minutes. The thing is,
it's giving time
something.
It's giving time for what you just did to register. And you only need 10 seconds sometimes for that to register what you just did. It's just doing what you did, let it register, move to the next. You don't need 30 minutes to do it. You only need 10, 15 seconds, and you can move to the next and prove what you're doing and make people believe what you're doing is real.
See, I always say that I probably have the most unique view on action in the ring because of doing the photography, where it's still photography, it's not video. So yeah,
you capture those moments.
Yes, and that's the thing that I try really hard to capture in my photography is capturing the moments, which of course, somebody coming in for drop kick, things like that, of course, make a great photo. But a great moment to capture is when you have somebody in a headlock, down on the mat, they're reaching for a rope, and whoever has them in the headlock, they're just cinched in, yelling. The person in the headlock is yelling. Those moments where a lot of people think are the slow parts of a match are, in my opinion, the best parts of the match, because there is so much emotion and storytelling happening in those moments compared to a drop kick from the top rope.
That really depends on who's doing it. Like we're kind of getting out of character now, but that's fine. So that's one of those things where you need to focus more on the go through the door, the physical emotion that you bring out of yourself and the person selling what you're doing, or you selling what you're doing. I used to post a lot about selling several years ago. And I didn't just mean taking the moves or anything like that as far as selling what you're taking. It's also selling what you're giving. So let's be honest. You punch someone in the mouth, is that going to hurt your hand?
Yeah.
Okay. So why would you not why would you not say, yeah, that hurt my hand when I punched him in the mouth? If you're trying to squeeze somebody's head, why are you not really trying to look like you're trying to squeeze their damn head?
But recently we've had these issues where guys are doing just seemingly these crazy moves and end up landing on their heads,
and they don't sell them, and nobody believes that they're really hurt. Exactly. But yet I can go out there and punch Ricky in the mouth, and people are going to believe that I really punched him in his mouth. Well, I might really punch Rick in his mouth because he talks a lot, but
I can't find a hole in that argument.
It's not just your ability to what you do, but it's their ability to what they do. And if they don't know how to do what they're supposed to do, sometimes you need to make them feel what it feels like to, hey, this is what it feels like. So either you're going to sell it on purpose, sell it for real, or I'm going to make you sell it.
I think that's how they actually train people in Britain.
So when I started, if you didn't do your job right, they let you know. But nowadays you get blackballed for that. They're like, oh, everybody's trying to learn. Well, that was our learning phase. Either you figured out or you got put out.
No.
It wasn't a matter of, hey, it was proving that, hey, you need to learn how to do this right and quit making fun of what we do. I mean, it's a different business nowadays, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I still hold those values on how I am in the ring. There's a lot of guys that I know that have worked me that will tell you that I'm that way. I'm not going to take advantage of anybody. I'm not going to hurt anybody, but I will let you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, we're, you talk about training in Memphis, and the Memphis territory was well known for keeping the business close to the chest.
Yes.
The situations of, they didn't just let anybody in. There was gatekeeping, and it was also for very good reason, because the Memphis territory was a place where, and we just lost them.
Oh.
But I mean, you're talking about a time when, when the fans would come after wrestlers with pipes, bricks, knives, guns, whatever, throwing bodily fluids at them, whatever they could get their hands on.
I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button. Exit out of the damn video. Exit out of the chat.
It happens to the best of us. But basically, I was talking about, how you had to be tough in these territories because of the fact of not only of the people in the ring, but the fans, how they would go after you with anything they could get their hands on. Anything from a brick to their own bodily fluids to even pulling guns on wrestlers. So, you had to keep your head on a swivel in that aspect. And you had to be a legitimate tough guy.
I think you muted yourself there accidentally, sir.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, sorry. So when I actually started, I was only about 150 pounds when I started this business. And I had a lot of guys try me, and I just kept going like, hey, I'm not quitting. Screw you guys. And it took a guy named, there's a tag team back in the day called East Coast Bad Boys. And I wrestled a guy in a singles match named Serpent. And it was some kind of weird match. It was at the Evansville Coliseum. And during the match, he kept like calling stuff for me. And it was the first time anybody's really ever given me a lot in a match. And afterwards, he told me, hey, you have to take care of yourself. He goes, if you just go in there and let anybody do anything to you, they're just going to take advantage of you and beat you down. He goes, you got to stick up for yourself in there or else it's going to keep happening. And that was that light bulb moment for me. Hey, I can take it, but I need to prove I can dish it out just as well. And that was that moment for me back in the day. I mean, granted, that was a long time ago, and nowadays they're a lot different than then, but that was my light bulb moment in those territory days. And I mean, luckily I'm not 150 pounds anymore, but it was an uphill battle then.
Yeah, I've read books. I've talked with guys who've been in the business for quite some time, and it's interesting to learn how much the business has changed over the past, even the last 10 years.
It has. And there's this saying that I've been hearing around that wrestling is for everybody. And as a fan, that is true. As a fan, wrestling is for everybody. You can find somebody, some character, something you love about wrestling. Anybody in this world can. But being a wrestler is not. It is physically and mentally a challenge on a lot of guys. And if you're not able to handle that physically or mentally, it can eat you alive.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're literally signing up for a human demolition derby. But instead of
you're in a car crash every match you're in. My knees hurt, my hips hurt, my shoulders hurt, but you know what? I will go out there every chance I get and do it every night.
Yeah, it is an absolute physical toll on the body. And I don't think that a lot of people really fully understand how much of a physical toll it really is.
No, my wife bugs me every day about retiring, but I'm not ready yet. I still feel like I can go. I'm still in the top spot most places, almost everywhere I go. So when I see that start declining and promoters start telling me, hey, we might need to back you down a little bit, then I'll start thinking about it a lot more.
I mean, you just said it a minute ago, and it's the best description I've ever heard of being in a wrestling ring. Is every time you hit the mat, it is like a low speed car crash on your body. It's the exact same physical force as that. And
I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I used to do demo derbies a long time ago too, as well as wrestle. So I'm just one of those guys. I love putting my body through damage. I don't know why. It just gives you that alive feeling, and I love those. I love those fights. It's fun to me.
Well, we've been seeing this question here quite a bit in the chat. Several people have asked us, so I'll go ahead and put this to you. You talk about you love your wrestling. So was it that love that got you into this business, or was it something else?
Yes and no. So as a kid, I grew up watching USWA. That was Jerry Lawler, Memphis, all that wrestling. And then obviously like mid 90s, I fell out of it. And then late 90s, I fell back into it because of the Attitude Era. I mean, who couldn't love the Attitude Era when we were alive then? And then I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I didn't know where I was going. And me and Jason became friends again. We'd known each other since middle school, and I found out he was in the business, and he helped me break in. And then once I got that first match in, it was just over. From then, I was done. So
The bug bit you.
yes, and once it gets in your blood, it is the hardest thing to ever get out of it. I mean, I know I got a friend that right now in his 60s that he says it's the last match coming up, but honestly, I don't believe that. I think he'll find about a year down the road, he'll find a way to get back into it somehow.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrestlers with 20 to 30 last matches. It just never really gets out of your system.
No, for me though, once I say I'm done, my wife will help me do that. She'll make sure I'm done.
Yeah,
She won't even let me buy a new pair of boots nowadays.
And we got Dardar asking probably about a dream match of if you had the chance to fight someone in a singles match, who would it be, dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Anybody in the history?
Oh man. For me, there's a lot of old veterans that I would love to have gotten in the ring with. Like, I know he can't do it anymore, but Lawler would have been one of my dream matches. I've actually gotten a chance to wrestle Bill Dundee and Jamie Dundee.
Okay.
Wow.
I've wrestled Scott Steiner, Buff Bagwell, Rhino. I've wrestled a lot of old USW. I've wrestled with Moondogs and guys like Rough Riders, which I don't know if anybody knows who they are. The War Machines. There were some 80s wrestlers. So I've gotten to wrestle a lot of great people that have taught me a lot over the years. But for me, it'd probably be some of the old USWA guys that I'd never got a chance to wrestle that I would have loved to. The newer style doesn't, I mean, who wouldn't want to wrestle Cody Rhodes right now? He's the top guy in the world. So any of these top guys you'd obviously love to have a match with, just to get your name on the card with them. But yeah, for me, it's the older guys. It's just the ones that I looked up to that I would have loved to have a match with when they were in their prime.
How about some of the classic big guys like King Kong Bundy?
No, he'd probably squash me. He probably outweighs me about 200 pounds.
What about the tough guys like Bruiser Brody?
You know what? Honestly, I probably would have loved to wrestle Bruiser Brody. Because like a tag team I named the Rough Riders. I remember the first time I ever worked with those guys, around the time when I broke in, those guys were your shooters, what they call. Those guys would let you know whether you belonged or not. And the first time I ever got to wrestle them, I looked forward to it because I wanted to prove whether I was tough enough in the ring with them. And I lasted with them, and they love me. And ever since then, we've always had a great relationship. And yeah, I mean, it's just, that was that type of mentality back in the day, though. So nowadays, it's like, whoever you want me to work, I'll work. I'll wrestle, do whatever. It doesn't matter. But back then, it was like, hey, I want to prove myself. I want to show that I can last in the ring with these guys.
Yeah, seeking the validation from the old guard kind of thing.
Yes.
I can speak from experience on that. It's because when they basically put the arm around you and you really get welcomed in, and they tell you that they tell you belong here. This is your home. It's just an incredible feeling, and nothing beats it.
Yes, and that actually brings me to a guy named Bobo Brazil Jr. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard of Bobo Brazil.
Oh yeah,
but there's another guy that went by Bobo Brazil Jr. who did USWA towards the end of the USWA deal, and me and this guy never talked. I mean, big guy, right? Me and him never said a word in the locker room. We shared a locker room with each other for months. Never said a word. First time we ever got booked in a match, never said a word. The first time we ever even touched each other was in our lockup. And by the end of that match, after that, I've never heard the guy shut up after that. He talks my head off at every show I ever go to. So it's just kind of one of those things where it's like the seal of approval, but it's like it makes you feel like, hey, you belong with them in the ring.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. I want to say, I'd say the classic wrestlers. There was a style to it because, back then there wasn't TV. If there was TV, the TV was a commercial to try to get you to come to one of the shows.
Right.
So there was the art of performing to the crowd in front of you.
Yes. Our TV production back then was really just a commercial to get you to come to the live shows because that's where we made our money. Our TV shows didn't make the money. TV shows maybe had 40 people max, whereas your live shows would have 350 to 400.
Yeah.
So your TV was just pretty much a commercial for yourself to get the fans to want to come see you.
Yeah.
And that was from my days down in Nashville to, well, until a long time ago. But I mean, that's pretty much the way it was. Is your TV was your commercials to get people to come to the live shows to watch you live.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I remember them talking about how when Dusty would cut a promo, like half of it you couldn't understand what he was saying, but until he goes, "But the Saturday down."
Yes. Yeah. Or like Lawler is like, oh, this Wednesday night in Evansville, Indiana, we're going to come down, we're going to fight. And I grew up in Evansville, Indiana. So that's where every Wednesday night I was down there at the Evansville Coliseum watching USWA. I mean, the first time I ever went to wrestling before I started watching it, my older sisters took me. I was like 8 years old. And it was Soul Train, who was the one that got me into the business, who made me fall in love with wrestling. And that was Virgil. He went by Soul Train at the time. I mean, obviously, what happened at the end of Virgil's career life, whatever you want to say, at that time in USWA, Virgil was one of the most over people that you saw in that ring. All the kids wanted to be in the ring with Virgil doing the Train. Of course, Train had a different meaning back then.
Yeah. I like to think it doesn't. But I think it's about time for us to begin that treatment, camera guy.
What treatment?
Well, we do a particular segment here on the show that everybody seems to like, and that's when we give our guests a little bit of therapy, and that's actually a little bit of a shock therapy. Now, for anybody new, the way that shock therapy works is we're going to ask our guest a series of 3 multiple choice questions. If our guest gets 2 out of the 3 questions right, they will win a prize for one of our live viewers. That prize is a signed poster at the next NGW show, which is happening
this Saturday night at the Lou Civic Center, beautiful Muscoda, Illinois. NGW Cold Blooded.
Yep, where you will be able to see our guest tonight, Chris Thomas, take on the King of Chaos, Ricky Cruz, for the NGW Heavyweight Champion. Now, Chris, we like to tailor our questions to our guest as much as possible.
Do I have to guess right to give them anything?
You have to get 2 out of 3 right to get them
Highly encouraged.
So I just give them all 3 wrong answers, and it doesn't matter. They don't get crap.
Yeah, but you know what? We haven't had anybody lose yet.
Yeah, but I don't like people.
Yeah, but if they win the poster, then they're more inclined to show up to the show so you can get a better payout.
That's true. Okay, we can do it that way then.
All right.
Yes, appeal to the wallet.
But we like to tailor our questions to the guest as much as possible. And, you started out your career in Memphis. You're Memphis based. You love Memphis wrestling. So obviously we have to ask you questions about Memphis, Tennessee.
All right.
Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. Your first question. What music genre is Memphis most famously known for helping create? Is it A, the blues, B, aggressive elevator jazz?
Oh, that's
C,
blues. You ain't got to finish the rest.
You're going with A, blues?
Yes.
All right. And you are correct.
Now, look, guys, I don't want to, bemoan the blues, but seriously,
Then quit crying.
their jazz, you might want to give that a listen every so often.
No, blues is the best music, period. Blues reaches the soul.
Yeah, and blues is the base for, of course, rock and roll.
Exactly.
All right, we have one. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to say the most important part. The most important part is who you're playing for. This week, you're playing for Lauren Stolzer. So,
Sure.
Lauren, one question right. You just gotta get one more. Are you ready for a second question?
As long as I beat Ricky, I'm okay.
All right. Your next question is, which famous landmark is located in Memphis, Tennessee? Is it A, the Bass Pro Pyramid, B, the world's largest folding chair, C, the Pyramid Scheme headquarters, or D, Todd's Toilet Emporium?
Oh, crap. I'm going to go with B.
And go with B, the world's largest folding chair?
Sure.
Oh, It
crap.
was actually A, the Bass Pro Pyramid.
See, I would have figured that'd been Vegas.
No, you're thinking the Luxor. No,
The Luxor.
There's too many pyramids.
Well,
There
'cause
are.
originally Memphis was a city in Egypt along the Nile River. And that's
Yeah,
what-
I don't know about Egypt, so
already.
All right. Well, it all comes down to this, the third and final question. All right. What river runs alongside Memphis and played a major role in its history? Is it A, the That's Not a River, B, the Mississippi River, C, the Suspiciously Damp Creek, or D, the River of Mild Inconvenience?
well, these questions are mild inconvenience, but I'll say the Mississippi River.
No, B, the Mississippi River, and you are correct, sir. So you successfully answered 2 out of 3 questions correctly. So you did win that signed poster for Lauren Sulzer. Congratulations, Lauren.
Good for her.
You'll be able to pick up your poster at the entryway to NGW Cold Blooded when, Guido?
This Saturday night at 7 p.m. at the Lucifer Center in beautiful Mascoutah, Illinois. Congratulations, Lauren, and thank you for playing along with Shock Therapy.
Hey, make sure to tell her to spend money on my merch.
Well, she's watching. You already just told her.
Good.
If I do it, I'm just piling on.
Which actually, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because that is a very good point in that, if you like a wrestler, make sure you do buy their merch.
Yes, it helps us pay our bills even better.
Yeah, and if we buy enough of their merch, then they're guaranteed to hopefully come back to that promotion because they sold a lot there the first time, gonna sell a lot the second time.
Man, they still need to pay me enough to come back, warrant it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
base pay's got to be good enough.
Of course, if I beat Ricky and take his title, like I'm probably going to do anyway, I guess I might be back anyway.
Well, you'd have to be to defend it.
Well, or I can just stay home and keep it until they want to pay me enough to come back for it.
Yeah, I'm sure Phoenix and Halbert would have to highly suggest otherwise.
Well, hey, just make sure to tell your fans that after they can watch me beat Ricky for the NGW title on March 31st, they can come watch me beat Sid and prove that I'm the true IWA champion. And then I'm going to take February off because, I don't feel like doing anything in February. And then they come back and watch me in March, wherever I'm going to be at, with TCW, NGW, or IWA.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean,
Get it all out.
choking to death here.
Hey, you got to learn how to swallow better, kid.
But I want to thank you for joining us tonight, Mr. Thomas. I am looking forward to seeing your match on Saturday at NGW and here in 2 weeks down at IWA Productions in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Hey, and I look forward to you watching me punch Ricky Cruz in the mouth.
I'll be sure do my best to get a good picture of it for you.
All right, you guys have a good one.
You too. Thank you very much, sir.
Bye-bye.
So you will get to see Chris Thomas face to face. I mean, we didn't even get that privilege.
You know what, Benny? I see your comment here saying, so I didn't get a poster at all for this show, but you did. You were the first winner, actually, sir. Remember, Sound Guy won a signed poster for you. So you will have a poster to pick up.
That was last year, We're in the now.
It was, but it still counts. And Dardar, you did win one too. I see your comment there. You were actually won one by Peyton. But yeah, I mean, congratulations to all of our winners who are going to be picking up their signed posters at the ticket counter this Saturday. Oh, and let's see here. I guess we should probably do a full rundown of the card here, Guido.
Yep, yeah, because like I said, there's a lot to cover.
That there is, of course, let's go ahead and start with our main event here. Chris Thomas taking on the new NGW heavyweight champion, Ricky Cruz.
I mean, we've spent tonight discussing with Chris Thomas what his plan is, and it's simple in theory, but as far as Ricky Cruz goes, it might be a lot harder in execution because Ricky Cruz spent a good portion of last year chasing down Playboy to finally get that title shot, and it took all year and 3 stages of hell to do it, to simply get that title. So Ricky Cruz is not looking to let that title go anytime soon. So in all honesty, I think. In all honesty,
we got our chief sound engineer in the chat here. I just saw his comment pop up. It's Jason Heath, the sound engineer for New Genesis Wrestling. I wonder if I should quietly search for a crying baby sound file.
Oh, he's already got it. You and I both know he's on top of this stuff. But like I said, to take that title from him, you better pack a lunch and clear your schedule.
You know what I just realized here, Guido? Saturday is going to be a night of first title defenses.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's going to be the first title defense of PYT and their PYT rule. It's going to be the first title defense of Lexi Green.
Yeah, going up against newcomer Lycan.
Yeah. I have heard so much about Lycan. I am really looking forward to seeing her. Wrestle. I'm looking forward to seeing how she interacts with the NGW crowd. But, I know she's going to be hopped up on Red Bull and Pixie Sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
and then
I'm not going to lie.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to lie. Lexi Green's going to be a tall order.
Yeah. And we have the first title defense of our new Lightning Division champion, Logan Ridge, going up against Navi Kai after Navi Kai accepted his open challenge.
Which, I appreciate Logan Ridge being a fighting champion. And the Lightning Division, we need some, especially after defeating Yi, that guy in the cowboy hat and the bandana we don't talk about a lot here, if we can help it.
Yep.
But, the thing is, it's hard to game plan for someone who we don't really know has a game plan. I mean, Logan Ridge is, incredibly talented. with that gymnastics background, and now he's got something he's fighting for. So it's I'm not gonna lie, this one could be a toss-up.
I mean, Navi Kai is not a slouch by any stretch of the imagination.
No, absolutely not.
But, you know, speaking of our former Lightning Division champion, he actually has a match against the returning Savage on Saturday.
Well, it's been over a year since Pete put Savage in that casket and locked him away, and now Savage is out. Savage wants vengeance. And
Yeah, I
he's gonna do
mean,
everything it takes to get it.
you know, I'm entirely certain that Preacher blames Savage entirely for his loss there after he intercepted Manson.
Well, now you get a chance to do something about it.
Yeah. And of course, you know, as I said earlier, we have a triple threat match with the returning Daniel Benjamin for his second ever match in NGW, go up against Shrapnel and Sid Holland.
This one's going to be incredible. I mean, Donnell Benjamin did make quite the showing for himself at our last show. Shrapnel's still trying to get back into those title pictures after having to spend a year on the shelf. And Sid Holland's just got done fighting the injury bug himself, and he's now ready to go. This could get very interesting very quickly, and I believe the people need to see this.
Oh yeah, and of course, you know, we're going to be seeing Master Class, the team of Dexter Roswell and Carter Riley, going up against the Fam, which that match was actually announced here on High Voltage.
I mean, that's the thing, Dexter Roswell and Carter Riley are trying to establish themselves as a tag team in NGW. Now we know of this. We know Roswell has held gold here before, but Carter Riley, it's time. It's time for the apprentice to join the master, and unite and get some tag team gold. And the thing is, the Fam.
Two-time NGW Tag Team Champions.
But are they the NGW Tag Team Champions right now?
Unfortunately not.
Exactly. That's the problem. I hate to say this. The Fam needs a big win. Because I mean they've been not looking at their best. And we know they're capable of great things. As I said, two-time NGW Tag Team Champions. But the wrestling business is a "what have you done for me lately?"
But here's the thing: there's only one person in that match who hasn't held tag team gold in NGW. That's Carter Riley.
Yeah,
he's the newest element to all this. He's kind of the most unknown element.
I mean, I can understand where you're coming from there, but like I said. It's when you start losing match after match after match, it eventually starts messing with your head, because eventually you gotta be like, what do I need to do that's different? What do I need to do to get back to the top of the mountain? And I think the Fam is at that way. Serious. Getting yelled at.
A little visitor there, Guido.
Getting yelled at by producers. I don't know why, But that's the thing. So I think a defeat of Masterclass would help the Fam, but defeating the Fam would do wonders for Masterclass.
That is true. And, of course, speaking of unknown variables, we will be unveiling NGW Unlimited on Saturday.
Now, what's this we stuff? You will be unveiling NGW Unlimited.
Okay, on the behalf of New Justice Wrestling, I will be unveiling NGW Unlimited.
Hey, look, you're the one who's done all the work. We've just provided snacks.
Snacks.
You didn't get the care package of snacks I sent you?
No, I didn't.
Well,
I mean,
I'm gonna have a talk with the folks here at
Donde was out in front of my house the other day, though. Did
Wait,
you give
was
it
it
to Donde to deliver?
No, I didn't. I know better.
But yeah,
So no,
all
I know.
that this Saturday.
Yes, yes. So I mean, advanced tickets are still available. As we actually have this this wonderful ticket here.
Yeah, and we'll put up a little QR code up there for you to scan. Ticketleap.events/events/NGW now. Make sure you get your tickets now. Save a little bit of money. I keep reading it's supposed to be really cold on Saturday, but you know what? Lou has heat.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it really is a place for the community, and NGWs, and we really thank them for helping NGW to become part of the community as well.
Yeah, the Lou Civic Center in Muscoda, Illinois is an absolutely wonderful venue and a place that we are proud to call home.
Exactly.
But
Now
I want to thank. Oh, go ahead, Guido.
But also, don't we have the package deals now available?
The package deals. Oh, you're talking about the season pass.
The season pass. One of these days,
Oh,
this will. But yeah, season passes are also available. And where can people get those?
well, let's see here. See, it's new-genesis-wrestling.square.site.
Okay. Is it? Oh, you'll have to forgive me. The producers feel they needed airtime.
There we go.
There we go. Thank you. New-genesis-wrestling.square.site, where you can get your season pass. You can get up to 4 season passes. That's correct. If that's correct, and it does include a hot dog and a beverage at the venue.
Yes, it does. You can get an individual season pass for $65, a couple pass for $120, or a family pass of 4 for $240. And you get, a hot dog and a drink and access to every NGW show of the year.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that means a heck of I'd take that deal.
I ain't getting a season pass is cheaper than buying tickets to all the shows of the year.
Yeah. Dang good deal.
Yeah. Definitely, if you fully plan, on attending all the NGW shows of the year, and I don't know why you wouldn't, just go ahead and grab your season pass. Oh, and an exclusive signed flyer.
Wow. I'm trying to find a sweeter deal.
I don't think we can sweeten it anymore, Guido.
No.
Although I do have to say you will still be unable to get a picture with the Guido because, of a rule.
Unfortunately, yes, we have that rule.
Actually, no, I think that rule is only for wrestlers, though. Isn't that right?
I'm willing to take pictures with fans. We have to. NGW has the best wrestling fans. Although I am not responsible for what happens to your psyche afterwards.
I could see the disclaimer mark pop above your head. But yeah, I can't wait for Saturday, Guido. You're going to be there. I'm going to be there. I think everybody's going to be there.
Yeah, exactly. First show of 2026, and we're looking to start off big.
We got Jerry in the chat threatening to be there.
We are the wrong people to ask.
Yeah, that's true.
You're looking for people that have stroke, and we are severely under par. Or severely over par.
Yeah. We just do what we're told. But
wait, we're told
I can't wait for... Huh?
We're told stuff?
Yes, well, sometimes. But yeah, can't wait for Saturday. Get your tickets now. And I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Want to thank Mr. Chris Thomas for being our guest. I also want to say a special thank you to our sponsors, Nick's Home Decor, Bi-State Termite and Pest Control, Needful Things Boutique, downtown Muscoda, Illinois, the Ringside Buffet in Mount Vernon, Illinois, and ATS Collectibles in Smithton. Make sure you give us a top rope elbow drop on that like button, share, subscribe, all that wonderful jazz. I keep hearing about a bell on YouTube.
Yep. Ring the bell for notifications. They'll let you know when
ring
we
the
go
bell
live.
for notifications. But
I don't have.
is it a ring bell?
What?
Does YouTube have a ring bell now?
Well, they have a bell for notifications. Basically, they'll let you know when we are coming or when we're broadcasting.
Okay.
Or when a
Yeah,
new
definitely
NGW High
get
Voltage.
notified.
Yeah.
But I will see you Saturday, Guido. You'll see me Saturday, and hopefully I will see everybody here on Saturday. But if not, we will certainly see you next week.